Hey, phony homies, it's week 6. We discussed this past week's studs and duds, injuries, who to add off the waiver wire, and so much more. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guy Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Campos, and alongside me is the guy with the greatest beard in the game, Dustin Lingerman. What's up?
What's up, man?
Dog, I was
You made
afraid.
it.
I forgot if you cut the beard or not. I was like, oh shit, did he shave it? Did he not shave it?
No,
I'm
bro.
going with it.
Actually, it's that time. I had the summer vibe, right? Where you just kind of keep it a little bit thin, but like a little sprinkle. But now it's October, so now I'm like letting it.
Hey, October
hang
beer,
out.
baby.
Yeah, October beer.
I love it.
Beers.
I love it.
Yeah, bro. We're here again. We made it through another week. We made it through some crazy injuries and some just crazy play. Some guys did well, some guys did bad, but hey, man, we're still in it. We're still winning.
You doing all right in your leagues?
Okay. Never fails. It never fails. I was just talking about this today. It's like my main league, I concentrate so hard on, and that's the one I struggle. I was like doing really well in the first 2 weeks, and now I'm dropping all the way down. In fact, JC, we go head to head this week, and we're fighting for positions. I think you're 5th and I'm 6th out of 10. Yeah, dude. So that should be interesting. My other leagues, my 14-man league, with the Unks, I'm sitting number 1, baby.
Nice. I'm in first place in like 2 leagues, and then in like 4th to 6th place in everything else. And then I think that's about it. I don't think I'm in last in any, but I have one team that is smoke and mirrors. I have no idea how I'm doing it. My team sucks, and I'm getting it done somehow. I'm playing like the worst team every week, and I'm winning these games. If you look at how many points I've scored and how many points they've scored against me, the discrepancy is insane. So, it's bad.
You know what's great? My favorite part is that I'm beating the crap out of my brother-in-laws. Like, I played my brother-in-law 2 weeks in 2 different leagues and just destroyed him. So every time he like comes up, he's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" I'm like, "Shut up, loser! Go give me a beer." It's awesome.
Oh, that is
Speaking
awesome.
Speaking of which, I also maybe we'll get into like my trades. I had some trade movements, but as you always like to say, let's pay some bills.
Yeah,
So,
let's pay some bills,
you
DL.
want to
As a
switch it up?
reminder,
Oh,
yeah, I got you. I got you. As a reminder, you can follow the show on Twitter, DL. Where can they follow us?
tweet FFG.
Pretty simple, pretty easy. Watch this, guys. Follow along. If people have questions, DL, where can they send those questions? What's the hashtag?
Ask us FFG. So FFG, FFG.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
And
You can
even
also email
simpler.
questions. Yeah, if you want to email questions, DL, where can they send those email questions?
Ask us FFG at gmail.com.
Hey man, there might be a career for you in ad reading. You're fucking good at it. Anyway, yeah, maybe people want to call us if they don't want to send emails. What's the phone number people could call? They could call right now, live on air. I'll play it. I'll put the speaker on, and they could ask the question. What is the phone number that people can call?
Really simple. It's 708 655 4508. Call anytime.
Call now.
Call now.
Please be sure to
JC's
like.
waiting to
Yeah, I'm
hear
waiting.
from you. Remember those
Please.
remember when you're like
Yeah.
13
Oh
and like
yeah.
those numbers, you're like, oh my
They're
gosh,
waiting for you to
why are these
call.
girls why are
Live
these
up.
girls up so late?
Ready. Yeah, ready to get your day turned back around. Yeah. Long day at work.
They've
Stupid.
been waiting to
They've been
hear
waiting.
you.
Yeah.
And when I was 12, I was like, oh my God, they're waiting.
Where's the phone? Yeah.
Where's the
I probably would have
cordless?
called if the cord was long enough. Yeah, exactly. If the cord was long enough, I might have called, but can't do it.
I was like, oh, 900? Yeah, my mama ain't stupid. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what would you say?
Anyway,
You'd be like,
Dio.
hi, hi.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey. Hi. Yeah.
sorry. I'm going back.
Yeah, you're going.
Anywho,
I think you did call. I was 13. You were probably like 16 at the time. You probably did call.
no, I did call and I was like, is your refrigerator ready? Ready to go catch
Gosh,
it?
shut up.
Ah!
Yeah, Stephen. Anyway, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and
Smash!
that notification button. That way
Change
you
it up.
know when we go live. We are on
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere that you listen to your podcasts.
And if you send or text JC your number, we will text notify you that we're going live as well too. I do
This
it
is true.
every time with my uncles and everyone, and I'm sure they're all tuning in when I text them. Please. Anyways,
Mhm,
how'd your week go,
for
bro?
sure. Pretty good, man. Can't complain. I went to the Bears game 2 weeks in a row. Probably will never happen again.
Bears
But
game.
went to the Bears game.
Where the
Yeah,
fuck, where you get these
best
tickets?
weekend.
You just going on SeatGeek? Where do you get your tickets? Maybe that's a good
So
question.
that's a good question. Yeah, I try to avoid StubHub unless it's like a must. I
Yeah,
bought
they suck.
we got parking passes from StubHub. So shout out to my girlfriend and her friends though. They set it all up. It was one of their girlfriends' birthdays, and she's a
What?
big sports fan. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to Steph. Happy birthday. So it was her birthday, and she had said that she had never been to a Bears game, wanted to go, and they're like, why don't we go to a Bears game? And sure enough, we went to a Bears game. So
Dude, in the best Bears game, I was okay. Story time. So my wife has one of my little girls in T-ball every Sunday, and they start at 11. They get done at noon, which is just like, okay, it's killing me. Anyways, long story longer, my sister-in-law decided let's watch the game here, and everyone can watch a movie. I'm like, oh, you suck, because now I gotta go home, change. Anyways, so I'm literally like driving. I'm freaking the fuck
flying.
out.
You're flying. Yeah.
Oh, I'm flying, but I'm freaking out like, what the fuck? TJ Moore got another touchdown. What is
Mm-hmm.
going on? Wait a
Mm-hmm.
second. We're kicking the shit. I mean, I get it. Everyone's gonna say, oh, the Panthers, they suck. But like 30 some points, and like they're running the ball and scoring.
Yeah.
Fucking DJ Moore is looking like the guy. Why the Bears extended him, and he's getting
Mm-hmm.
paid. Thank fucking God. Finally, they used him as not a decoy.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
we
I cough. Got
didn't we say we expected him to have a big week this week?
Oh hell yeah! Not
It
only
was
that,
Matthew last week.
fucking the Bears tight end, or not the tight end, the Bears D dude, like fucking Brisker laying that bro out. Like I was like,
Dude.
whoa,
Yeah, laid a guy out. I saw it
careful,
live.
buddy.
Fucking insane.
Yeah,
But
never
I,
mind.
I think he did get a concussion later on
He
in
did.
that game,
I don't think he's
so
going to London, bro. I don't think he's gonna be in London.
I don't think they should. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the protocol is. That's for a different episode, but definitely should play the next game. It
But
sucks, but
nonetheless,
they're deep. The Bears are deep. So
nonetheless, all that fucking Jaden did. Oh, the Bears fucked up and got the wrong. And you know what's funny is that Jaden Daniels went against all these trash teams, and he's looking like the next messiah. And then Caleb Williams has a phenomenal game against the Panthers. Like, well, it's the Panthers, and they suck. I was like, fuck you, dude. Okay, over 300 yards. The Bears still have the longest winning streak at home. We're at 8 now. Fuck
mhm.
y'all. Chicago against the world. That's what I say. Y'all kiss my
That's right.
motherfucking ass. All right.
That's right, deal. I love it. All right, deal. Let's go ahead and get this show on
Okay.
the road.
Okay.
Let's start off with some NFL news.
Dun, 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 dun. Did you want to use Sudden Does, or you just want to? Nah. No.
Nah, we can skip them.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine.
Why did you put a lot of work into it? I'm sorry. We could go over them.
I mean, not really. Who cares? It's just our team. No one gives a
Hey,
shit.
I just got one. Can I just say one? Just one.
Yeah, say
stud?
one. We'll just say
Is it
one.
that? Kyle Pitts.
Oh, he did have a good game.
He's fucking alive, bro. I've been waiting 2 years now for this game. Yeah. And I didn't start him. And had I started him, I would have won that week.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Sorry, I got like stuff going on.
Nah, you're good.
Bro.
It's probably that vape that you're holding. But
no,
yeah.
it's not that. It's like anyway, fuck you, dude. Anyways, one of my studs was Jamar Chase, which I did place. And he went fucking bananas.
Oh, he went bananas. Yeah,
he
dude.
went nuts,
what
bro. It was like
finally.
That was a good game. Although I did go against Lamar. Fuck you.
Damn.
That one. But anyways, the only like crappy only thing that sucked was Brock Purdy. He was actually supposed to be the number one fantasy QB last week. Like he was number one, and he sucked ass. Sucked ass. 2 interceptions. I traded for this motherfucker too. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. I got my trade game. Oh, we gotta talk about trades too. Anyways, let's talk about that. So, I was playing against my crappy brother-in-law. He's not crappy. He's a pretty nice dude. But I'm sorry, sorry, phony homies. I didn't check the thing. Okay, let's see. Proud to say I beat DL and I can't even read. The fuck does that mean?
My family league, the Lord Goose played you, and I think he took you out this past week.
Well, fuck you, Lord Goose. Like even a blind squirrel gets a nut, bro.
Can you? I want to just see it. He wants his airtime. I know he wants it. He donated $1, so.
And I can't even read.
But he can spell, so. There's that.
Fuck you, Lord Goose. You know what? Now's on. And you know what? Yeah. Okay, let's get to like the cool stuff. Except for people chiming in saying how they beat me this week, fuckers. So I traded from Malik Neighbors, bro, and actually you helped me out. So story time. My brother-in-law had Malik Neighbors, and he didn't start him. He just like had him on his bench week after week. Even when he played against me, he had him on the bench. I was like, bro, you bench Malik Neighbors? Like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I got too many wide receivers, bro. Can't get them all in. I was like, all right, that's stupid because some of the guys you have in shouldn't be in. Anywho, offered him a trade, and then what the fuck? Why do you do this? Why do you what do you mean?
I'm just letting you know, dude, your internet is kind of choppy right now, so.
My internet? What? It's not mine. It's yours. Why do you guys say it like in the middle of a story? Do you just want to skip? All right, we're skipping it. I'm over it.
No, I don't want you to skip it.
No,
It's just
I want to skip it. Well,
no. So what happened?
Now I'm distracted. Now I don't want to talk about it.
All right, cool. So I'm going solo here. Oh, I thought you were gonna pick me solo.
Just kidding, guys. Maybe it's probably JC's crappy internet because last time he got kicked off. So let's just kick him off now. Anywho, guys, so check this out. So I got Malik Neighbors, and I traded him from John Connor. I was trying to trade like Debo, which I thought had better value, but my actually brother-in-law was just like, stop it. Okay, I got to bring him back because he keeps hitting me up in the chat and he knows that I can't help myself. Anyways, so God, it just went off the rails. I was like really proud of this. Anywho, traded basically Malik Neighbors for I got Malik. They got James Conner, which sucked because it's 14-man league, not a lot of running backs. So I had to pivot. So I had to SOS JC. And JC came up with this great idea. And he told me to go
Who
after.
did it go after? Tyrone Tracy. That's sitting in
Yes.
waivers more than likely.
And I grabbed him in a 14-man league.
Mhm.
He wasn't taken, which is shocking because usually it's like nobody there. Grabbed him. He did awesome. I won. I'm in first place. And I just flipped Debo Sanders for J.K. Dobbins. Now, J.K. Dobbins,
Debo Samuel, yes.
Debo's, I think, has a little higher value. I think I could have got more, but I didn't want to be greedy because he did have Warren, running back for Seattle. Walker, my bad. Anyways, thought about going after him, but I was like, yeah, I don't think he's going to pull the trigger on that. Should have, though. Should have at least tried. Anywho, long story longer, I'm sitting number one, 14-man league, so suck it to everyone else in that league because I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. Sorry.
That's right. That's right. All right, Dio. We got a lot of show to
Okay.
go.
We
Let's get
do.
to it. Let's get to the news.
Dun, 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 dun. The biggest thing that came across the wire this morning was that head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, yes, was fired this morning. The rumor is because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think so because Aaron Rodgers got in front of the podium and said, like, literally, I was blindsided. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, I think he did because he's butt buddies with Nathaniel Hackett, who sucks too. And that rumor is it's like fucking Golden Girls over here. Rumor was that Robert Saleh was gonna fire Nathaniel Hackett before he got the axe. Didn't it? It's like X Files. I wish we had that thing. Anyways,
Can I share
how do you
something?
feel?
I think something's interesting. Something that I think we didn't get enough coverage on. This is an interesting moment that occurred here. Yo, if I can share this.
Yeah, just damn, dude.
Here we go.
Okay, what's up?
He goes to hug him, and he's like, "No, whoa, 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 whoa."
Yeah, but you heard his
Hmm.
response though, right?
What was his response on this?
He was like, I didn't know he was going through a hug. We do that a lot. He told me to
Yeah.
get like two touchdowns before. He's such a bitch, dude. This is why I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Credit to the NFL, credit to Peak Football for this
Credit to the
little
NFL. Don't
short
get
video.
us. We're just showing the
Yeah,
shortness
it's fair
of
use. Just showing a short clip, fair use.
fair use. NFL,
So,
thank you. I'm taking
so
it
yeah,
down. Okay.
interesting. Look, let's call it what it is. He's got a great relationship with Nathaniel Hackett, and he heard that Nathaniel Hackett was
Why?
going to get
Because he
lost.
sucks. Anyways, go ahead.
He helped coach him. He helped coach him in Green Bay. So
Oh, he kissed
that's
his
really it.
ass.
That's his boy. I think Hackett probably lets him do what he wants and kind of lets him run the show. And I think Salah has his own ideas and his way that he wants to do things. So
Lets him do what he wants,
look,
like Diddy.
Jesus Christ. Look. Here's what I think. I think he heard that Hackett was going to get that Salah was going to fire Hackett, and he probably reached out to ownership and said, "Hey, get Salah out of here, not Hackett." And they did. They did.
I believe it. So, oh, Lord Goose, I play JC this week. If I win, I'm gonna third mic on the. Yeah, dude, come on in, Lord Goose.
And if he loses,
He's coming on in a dress. So,
oh, I would love that in a dress.
or let's be PC. I don't want
Shoot,
any hate mail.
I'll wear one.
What about like I don't know? He's got to wear like a Green Bay Packers jersey or something. I don't know. Whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I agree, man. Like it just sucks though, because honestly, this has never happened. The Jets have never done this ever in mid-season. They've never fired a head coach. The other thing is too is like the interim. Like, yeah, you're gonna see the Jets. Like the players are gonna roll around them, and they're gonna get that win. But a shit sandwich is still a shit sandwich, no matter what you put on it, right? And the mayo of this shit sandwich is freaking Nathaniel Hackett. Like his schemes suck ass. They're just not doing well. And what happened to Brees Hall, dude? He was like just literally. I had people say like, "Oh, he's the CMC this year." Blah blah blah. Now all of a sudden he sucks. Is it the line or is it coaching? Right? Garrett Wilson's supposed to be like a top 10 wide receiver this year, right? Got your Messiah, fucking Aaron Rodgers coming back. And I'm sorry, this is the second time where he looked 40 years old. You can't beat the fucking Vikings, which, by the way, is the biggest shocking surprise out of all this. They're fucking 5-0,
They're
bro.
good, man. They're good.
That's awesome. I'm like, low key, I'm like, oh man, way to go, Sam Darnold. You fucking show these motherfuckers. But I'm also like, fuck you, Sam Darnold, because I want the Bears to win too. Anyways, moving on. The Patriots, it's kind of weird. Patriots are actually planning to start their number 3rd overall pick, Drake May, or Jacoby Brissett, this week
Interesting.
against the Texans.
Against the Texans.
The Texans. Yeah, I was like, y'all getting high over there. Like, out of all of them, you feel it. I don't know. Do you think this is
Who
a
do the
good?
Patriots play? Let's see. I just want to see something. I think that's bad management, personally, unless he's special and they've seen it. But let's talk about who they play the following week. So the following week they play against the Jaguars.
Okay.
The week after that they play against the Jets. The week after that they play against the Titans and the Bears and the Rams. I think they could have started them the following week against the Jags, or maybe waited to play against the Titans and then played against the Bears.
Well,
I don't know. I just don't like this. It's gonna start off with an L.
What's New England's like record though? Do you know offhand? I can look at that
Yeah,
up.
I could tell you. Patriots record. The Patriots are in last place in their division with 1 win and 4 losses.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they're just like,
I mean, I
fuck
guess
it.
maybe they have nothing else to lose. I guess.
Yeah, we got
But,
nothing to lose. Let the
or
kid play. Maybe he did
maybe
something.
Mayo. Maybe Mayo's gonna lose the locker room, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta change it up." I don't know. It's interesting this early, but
Yeah,
they're going for.
I mean, we're a month in, so it's. Well, I guess we're not halfway through. I don't know. All right, wrapping up. The actual news is Devontae Adams sweepstakes. Now we've talked about it last week. We're talking about it again. We're probably going to keep talking until he gets signed somewhere else. The only team so far that's actually come with the demand of the Raiders, which the Raiders asked for a 2nd round pick, is who? Who do you think it is, JC?
The Steelers.
You're wrong, fucker. It's actually the Kansas City Chiefs. The
Hmm.
Kansas City Chiefs. They're just like, yeah, fuck it. Here you go. What else do you want? You know why? Because they're trying to win a fucking Super Bowl. They're trying to win, bro. Which I don't think the Raiders are going to do. Think about it. That's like the fucking like Green Bay Packers giving us their best wide receiver and be like, oh, okay, here you go win, right? So I don't think it's going to happen. If it does happen, like I'm done with football because I'll just be like, all right, just go ahead. And well, no, I'm just kidding. I'll probably keep watching. But
That's interesting. After the game that you saw Juju have that.
Speaking of which, let's remember last week. What did I say? Who did I say was going to have a good game?
I think you
Do you
did. I
remember?
think you said Juju Smith-Schuster was
No,
there.
I did not. That's not who I said.
Did you say Xavier Worthy?
Nope. He's a tight end.
Travis Swift Kelce.
Fucking Kelce came back, bro. Told you, called it. Fucking called it. He had 10 targets. I think he almost got like over 90 yards or something like that. I can look it up.
He was a victim of circumstance for sure. Who else were they going to use?
Yeah, dude.
He doesn't look like. You know what was cool? Did you see that lateral?
I think he's back. Yeah, dude, that was fucking awesome.
Cool.
To Worthy, I was like, although, if I'm Andy Reid, I'd be like, I fucking hate this, but I'm not gonna say anything because I'm like, all right, it worked.
The lateral.
It was like a pass, wasn't it?
Look, I'm not gonna feign and pretend that I'm a huge rugby guy, but I've seen 2, 3, 4 games of rugby in my life. That lateral that he did is a rugby play.
What is this Tyrell Tracy manager?
Oh, I think we should put, I called it. Yeah, I called him. Anyway, so that lateral is very common in rugby, and I think you can really change field or take advantage of space, I guess, with that lateral. I think that's a untapped thing that maybe NFL players can use.
It's not untapped.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I'm being honest too. It's not untapped. It's been done before. It's just risky as shit. That's the
It
thing.
is
That's
very
why
risky.
people like,
But I think it could become a thing. Like the Wildcat was a thing. I think this lateral thing could become a. I know they do it at the end of play, at the end of like a game when you got to score, and it's like the last game, you got to go 80 yards.
yeah,
They'll
and then
do
they
these
do
lateral,
it.
but this is different. This rugby lateral is different.
Can we
I think
show?
it's.
Can we show the clip, or are we gonna get in trouble for that?
I mean, I hope we don't get in trouble. We're nobody. We're little guys, but let's
We're
show it.
just little guys. Are you gonna look it up, or you want me to?
I got it.
All right, cool. No, I agree, man. Like, if we could actually do it, I'm all for it. Or I mean, like, if the risk factor, though, man, like, is I don't know, man, because it's like if the game's on the line, you're trying to get cute. I don't know. Okay, I agree with it.
Here,
I
let me
see what
show
you're
you.
saying.
Here we go.
I'm waiting for it.
There you go. Sorry for the potato quality. Whoop.
Oh shit, I fucked that up.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Keep playing like that. Yeah, here we go. I could rewind.
Wait, hold
Make it
on.
bigger if you can, please.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Whoop. And then one more time for the people at home. Shout out to Boomer. Whoop.
I mean, damn, he's got some balls.
I mean, yeah, it takes some fucking cojones to do that. No doubt about it.
Credit to the NFL. Credit to everyone who like produced that clip.
Yeah, credit, fair use.
Credit. Fair use. Credit. Fair use. Anyways. No, dude, I'm down. I mean, like, it does make the game more exciting, and it does give you that wrinkle that you're looking for, right? Than just like, oh, here goes this play, because it's not going to happen. So, I agree. I do hear something.
Oh, do you? Is there
Yeah. However,
a knock at the door?
not quite yet.
Oh.
But maybe you can talk about some interesting news.
Yes, I can talk about very, very interesting news. He loves doing this to me. He's hanging me to dry. Fuck you, Dustin, you bastard. So one thing I do want to talk about is the waiver wire and some of the things that people could do and how people shuffle their lineups when they use waiver wire claims. Don't be afraid to put kickers and defenses as the players you're going to drop and then figure it out after. I think that's a really big key move. Also, when you're going on the waiver wire, because we don't really delve too deep in it, and we won't this episode. Um, if you're sitting in the catbird seat, if you're sitting, in first place, second place, third place, start looking ahead. Start looking at guys who are coming back from injuries, like Cooper Cup, like Puka Nakua, like AJ Brown, who's been sitting out hurt, and see, gauge interest, see what you can get for those kinds of players. But moving forward and moving on, it's time for injuries. Well. Look at what the cat dragged in. Doc, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, JC. Thank you for having me.
Doc, we have a lot of
Appreciate it.
injuries and we don't have a lot of time. So let's go through these injuries. Nice glasses, Doc.
Thank you. Kind of going for a new look, changing out my style. Anyways, let's talk about some stuff that's happened this week that is somewhat interesting.
Let's jump over to New York, where your boy Aaron made some moves. What's going on with Aaron? I heard he got a coach fired, but other than that, how's he doing? We saw him go down. What happened?
So he hurt his ankle. And according to the quarterback and ex head coach Robert Salah, it's a little ankle sprain, and the 40-year-old loser should be in a walker next week. So, just kidding. He's actually going to be okay. It's going to be good to go next week. So if you have him and you're still hoping for some nostalgia, I don't know. I don't like him. Moving on. The Dolphins running back Devon Achane exited Sunday's game with, shocker, a concussion. So he's actually in the protocol. And I feel like I say this every single time on this show. Depends on the player. Some people bounce back really quickly. Some people may take a couple weeks. Nonetheless, yeah, I mean, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be okay though, because you got Jalen Warner.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
all right,
Yeah.
coming up. So
And Raheem Mostert just played. I know that you go to dinner with him once in a while when you're out there. He,
yeah, we get some
had,
shells and cheese.
you know, yeah, there you go. He had over 15 carries this past week, and I believe 80 yards if I'm not mistaken. So there are some guys there, but that Jalen Wright is an interesting name. I know you've hung out with one of his sisters before, so but I don't want to get too deep in that.
Why? Anyways, moving on. Texans wide receiver Nico Collins hurt his hammy after a 67-yard touchdown. Dang it, but at least he got some points. He's considered day to day. I mean, week to week. No, day to day. No, week to week. No, day to day. No, week to week. Is what the coach has been saying every single time he comes to the podium. So it's really annoying because I'm like, it's week to week. And he's like, sure, day to day. No, it's week to week. Kind of like Joe Mixon, who hasn't started in 3 weeks, but he's still considered day to day.
What's going on with you, Doc? Who's on first? What's on second? What's going on
Yeah.
with you?
I tell these coaches to say one thing, and then you know what they do? They say the wrong thing. And who do they blame? Me. So he's week to week. They're just trying to save their ass. Which way these coaches are going, watch out. Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson hurt his leg. The running back hobbled to the sideline and appeared to be in pain. It's all right. I rubbed one out for him, but was able to come back in the game after I rubbed one out for him. Stevenson explained the injury after the game, saying he took a helmet to the leg and exit to make sure he was okay, adding, and I was after I got one rubbed out, and he doesn't believe have long-term issues. Moving on, Vikings, man, these running backs, here we go. The running backs.
Another injury? What's going on?
Yeah, man, it's been a month. They're getting some wear and tear.
Old man Aaron Jones, huh?
Old man Jones, man. The Vikings running back Aaron Jones suffered a hip injury during the first half and was evaluated, eventually ruled out. That's probably why Dustin lost to Lord Goose, because his players got injured. Not that Lord Goose actually did anything or actually put a good team together. He just got fucking lucky because Dustin's team just started getting injured because he sucks at fantasy. Moving on. That's about it. That's all we had.
Moving on, that's it.
Moving on to
evaluated.
Sucks. He sucks.
Doc, there is I don't know if you know how to use the Chrome key, but there is a comment there from Timmy Peterson. If you're to pull that up, either one, Doc.
So this one, I hear they actually, yeah.
Not sure about the game, but
I didn't hear this conversation because I was waiting upstairs.
Apologies.
Someone's taking a deuce.
Hey, so I don't know if you saw the lateral, but they did say that they practiced this play. Not sure if it's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I heard that too. I've talked to Andy in between cheeseburgers. He said it. The other one, well, there's nothing wrong with eating cheeseburger. I mean, he was looking for that. There was a close-up, too, of Samaje Perine as well.
Mm-hmm.
And his eyes were as big as saucers because he's like, this motherfucker better not throw that goddamn ball at me. No, just kidding. He was like, what the fuck, dude? You throw it to that little shit? What about me? But that's all I had. That's I gotta go.
That was it, dude.
That's it. I mean, I don't like to be
more than that.
Well, I don't like to be on here long because you just air out all my dirty laundry with mothers.
I don't have anything else to say to you.
And rubbing one out. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Hey,
I'm a man. I'm a man.
that white coat? Were you at those white parties? Those Diddy
Gotta
parties?
go. Gotta go.
That's what I
Check out my
thought.
Twitter. Bye.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he does have a Twitter. I won't share it. I'll let him share it for you guys next week. But thanks again, Doc, for that insightful advice and that insightful information on who is out and who's hurt and what's going on. Now it's time to go over some of these players that you should add. DL, let's get to the waivers. It's time for the waiver wire DL, and there are some interesting names on this wire DL. I want to go ahead and get started with quarterbacks. By the way, yeah, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to say
18,
anything.
baby. Huh?
Maybe you have like a. Did you ever see that Simpsons episode where Bart has a twin brother that lives in the attic that he didn't know about? Hugo. I think
No,
maybe
that
you
must
have one
that
of
must have been
those.
the different version from a country.
Mm.
Is that the
Mm-hmm.
Mexican version?
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yeah. Hugo. Yeah. That's I think is his name. Somebody back me up
Okay.
here.
Lord
Bart's
Goose.
twin
I
brother.
I, I think you probably watch a lot of Simpsons in your mom's basement.
Yeah. That's I just wanna I don't know why I need the need for this, but
Oh man, God. I'm getting better at this. I hear that ding. Okay, here you go. Great one, dude. Everyone can read that at home, I bet.
there you go.
Oh, even better. Okay, AI taking over the world.
They are.
Terminator 2. Hugo. Hugo.
Suck it. Anyway,
All
DL,
right.
let's get over to the waiver wire. It's time for the quarterbacks, DL. First name is
Yes.
very interesting. Somebody who
Huh.
we know very, very well, DL. First guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is none other than Caleb Williams, DL. Can you
Let's
believe
go
that?
1-8. Let's go
Can you
1-8.
believe that? Now, Caleb Williams is rostered in 45% of leagues. Uh, we're Bears fans out here. If you've been watching what he's been doing, the guy has looked electric, especially the last
Mm-hmm.
weeks. There was a lot of talk about how the offense was bad. People were talking about firing some of the coordinators. We were talking about that.
Yep.
Talking about Shane Waldron's job being in jeopardy. And there's
Loser.
a lot of talk about potentially Eberflus being let go at some point. But as usually happens, people need to relax and give it time. Well, don't look now. Williams has posted 17 plus fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 games. Now, Sunday's outing, he had 23.5 fantasy points in Chicago's win, throwing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. We feel really good about endorsing Caleb Williams this coming week against the Jaguars in London. What are your thoughts on Caleb Williams?
I mean, there's a reason why I'm wearing his jersey. Okay, I knew he was going to be good, and everyone kept like slamming him and Jalen Daniels. Oh, he was the one. He's the guy. You know, Jalen went up against a lot of crap teams, and it's funny. Caleb goes up against the Panthers, who's considered a crap team, right? There's like, well, it's a crap team. No wonder he did well. So you can't have it both ways, right? Now, I will say this: what I what I look for, especially in a quarterback, especially being a tortured Bears fans, is how is he progressing each week, right? Win, lose, or draw, is he getting better or is he digressing? Caleb with the fast paced, if you notice, all of a sudden they're moving the ball quick. There's not a lot of time in the huddle, or maybe even like a no huddle, and it's working. You're seeing it unfold in front of you. Guy's hitting his targets. He's getting off. I really like this kid. The only concern I have is that it is a London game, and I don't know if it's just bad juju or whatever. Jags always do well in London.
They do.
Always.
They're used to it.
I
They
don't
always
know
keep you there.
why, but they have been just getting it done. However, I think the Bears are going to take a W this week. I think the Bears defense, everyone's clicking every stage of the game, special teams, defense, offense. They're all hitting that rhythm, right? And I think the Bears D are going to continue to be strong. Now they're going to be without Brisker, which kind of sucks because he just laid out some guys. He's a huge key to that defense. I think some people, or I think he's a little underrated. Maybe I don't know. They don't talk about him a lot, but overall, Caleb Williams, I think, is a solid start this week for sure.
And the Jags just played against Joe Flacco, and he lit him up. So
Yeah, there you go. Oh, another
that
awesome
happens.
pocket passer. That's another thing
Yeah.
that I really enjoy about Caleb is that I'm not trying to shame Justin Fields because Justin Fields is legit. I think he's having a great year this year, but Caleb stays in the pocket, man. He hangs out. Ugh. He hangs out in the pocket and like he looks for it, and then he doesn't do anything stupid where he hangs on to it too long. He gets like a sack or gets a sack and a fumble, which you saw on Sunday night. What happened? Hung on to it a little too long. I'm pretty sure he fumbled. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I'm excited about him. This is awesome. But we're gonna move on to our next recommendation. Is for waivers at QB. We're gonna go with Kirk Cousins, who's rostered at 45%. So there might be a small little bit of chance you can't find him. I know I found him a lot, but the dude's on fire. Um, after throwing for fewer than 250 yards in each of his 4 games this season, the 36-year-old awakened to explode for a career high at 509 passing yards. Bro, 509
It's insane.
against, I mean, not against Tampa, but was it? Yeah, it was against Tampa. Um, that's nuts because Tampa's D was like, they're legit. They're not like,
Pause. Anyway, keep going.
okay. Anyways, now we're going to see him go. Okay. Fuck, I lost my. Now we're going to see him airing it out nearly 60 times every week. But Thursday night was a first indication that the Cousins, despite his Achilles injury, which I feel like that's what it was, man. I feel like
Yeah,
he's over
he's
it.
finally over it. Yeah, I would agree.
And
Would
he's going
agree.
to the Panthers, which Caleb just like hung 300 passing yards on. So I don't see any him slowing down. And you've seen Mooney and him have this really great like connection, which sucks. See, once again, I get impatient because I had Mooney on my bench. I was like, I'm just gonna keep him, and then I had to let him go because I was like, I need somebody else. But yeah, I think he's a solid start. Both these guys, Caleb and uh, Kirk Cousins, would be awesome for this week, especially if you have any of the teams that are on bye. Who's on bye again this week? We got obviously Kansas City, um, Miami, and
Chiefs, Vikings, Rams, Dolphins.
okay, so there you go. I don't think there's a lot of people who have Sam Darnold, but you never know. Okay, who's our next QB, JC?
The next guy that we have ready to go is somebody who I honestly, a year or two ago, would not have thought he'd even be playing. DL.
Mm.
It's none other than Joe motherfucking Flacco. Joe Flacco is rostered in 5% of fantasy leagues. Now, the availability of quarterback on the waiver wire can vary, but we're pretty sure that you could probably get this guy in most leagues. Joe has been really, really good as of late. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to start this week, but all indications point to him starting one more week. He's looked really good, and he's a guy that just throws a damn good deep ball, can get through his progressions very fast. A guy who's been there, done that, and somebody who we would recommend. Highly recommend Joe Flacco as a fill-in guy, especially in deep leagues.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know what's really kind of like annoying is if you're like managers of like Josh Downs or Pittman, like, and you see this guy like gripping and ripping it, and then you have Anthony Richards who may come back. Like, I would be so annoyed by that. Not only that, like if you have Anthony Richardson as your I did it again. I call him Richard. Always forget the son because he's a little bitch. Anyways, uh if you have him, like, aren't you just kind of like, I don't know if I want to start him or not? Because, like you said last week, peaks and valleys, peaks and
Yeah.
valleys. He's either like hot or he's not. And when he's
I
not,
think,
it's
yeah,
bad.
agreed. And at least Flacco, you're getting minimum baseline 15, 16 points minimum. So, yeah.
All right.
All right,
I'm
yeah.
up.
Let's go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna put a bow on the actual QBs. We're gonna
Yeah,
go
agreed.
lastly, but definitely not least. What happened? He went away. You just deleted it.
I
Never
thought you were gonna
mind.
do QBs. You said you were putting a ball on QBs.
Yeah, and they deleted Daniel Jones, who's rostered at 14%. Jones has a matchup against the Bengals D, which sucks ass. They're god awful. The Bengals D suck. Okay, so I would be kind of excited, especially if like you're kind of in my boat or you're in a league, 14 other motherfuckers. This guy's there. I'm telling you right now because nobody grabbed him. Um, which has actually, like I said, which has given up 22.5 to starting quarterbacks over the past 4 weeks. Neighbors could return, which God, I hope so, because I will look like a genius for that trade. Cincinnati. Okay. And Jones has produced 18 plus fantasy points in last 3 of the 4 games. So 3 out of 4 games, he's produced 18 points. He's going to be risky. Like, this is like last ditch effort. If you're dealing, I don't know, if you have one of the many teams for whatever reason on bye, and you're in a deep league, this would be someone I would feel very confident in starting. But if you're in like a 10 to 12 man league, I think you could find something a little bit better than Daniel Jones. What do you think,
All
JC?
right. I agree. I think you might be able to find something better than Daniel Jones. Would you rather have Daniel Jones this week or Joe Flacco?
Joe Flacco, all the way, baby. All the
I think
way.
I think for the rare time, I might say Daniel Jones, but I could go either way. I think it's a coin flip for me. Would you rather have Daniel Jones, or I mean, sorry, would you rather have Joe Flacco or Kirk Cousins?
Let's see. Whose cousin was he? Ooh. I'm gonna
I
go
think I know
Kirk
where I'm going.
Cousins. I'm gonna
Same,
go Kirk Cousins, just because
same.
you saw what happened. They went up against, the Bucks. Had a great game. His connection with Mooney, you're seeing it kind of pop a little bit more, um, which I think is going to continue, especially against the Panthers. Like I said, where Caleb like ripped him. I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, they slashed them. They ripped them apart. I mean, yeah.
Okay. All right, Dale,
Yeah.
let's jump over to the running back position, and we'll start out with somebody who I have been championing for a while now. The guy that I think is probably the best running back in Jacksonville, Tank Bigsby, leads our
Mm,
waiver wire for running backs. He is rostered in 10% of leagues. Now, I did something on this one where I do want to indicate what I would put down fab budget wise for this position, DL. Um, I would probably put down anywhere between 18 and $22, somewhere in that range. But if you really need a running back, I might go as high as mid 30s. Uh, Bigsby looks to be the best running back in Jacksonville. In week 4, he turned 7 carries into 90 yards. This past week, he turned 13 carries into 101 and 2 touchdowns. Although he fumbled one of them, he still accounted for 25 fantasy points. Now, Travis Etienne has honestly not been very effective. He's struggling. He had 17 carries he had 17 yards this past week on 6 carries. I feel like maybe he's dealing with an injury. I'm not really sure what's going on with Etienne, but he has not been that good all year, to be quite frank. And it does look like he's locked in a timeshare. So if I was the Travis Etienne manager, I probably would try to unload him as quickly as possible, and maybe try to unload him to the guy who has Bigsby, and maybe that guy can figure out what to do. But I would definitely try to get my hands on Tank Bigsby. Yes, Tim, the Treehouse of Horrors is the episode with Hugo. That's
So
correct.
here's my take on Mr. Tank. Right, I think he's definitely worth like grabbing for sure. The only thing you got to keep in mind, is kind of like we talked with like Tracy too. Is like, are they going to overtake the number one spot for the backfield? Now, a lot of people are going to say like, yeah, Tank's the guy, Tank's the guy. I would expectations, although Etienne like popped out his shoulder again, or he got injured again in the same shoulder. So I do feel like Tank's going to be used quite a bit in this upcoming game. But, if you have hopes that he's going to like just be the guy, I would slow that roll, if you will.
Interesting.
So our next running backs that we have here, our guy, Roshan Johnson. Now, the thing about Roshan Johnson, which kind of pissed me off, is that he's a touchdown vulture, right? Because I have Swifty, and there's a couple times where he did. However, this might be good for you, phony homies. I would put him at a flex spot. I don't think he's going to get like a lot of the snaps or have a high snap percentage, but he is going to get you that touchdown. So if you're kind of looking for that, like if you're desperate for that TDs, you already have everyone else kind of like, let's say you have all your other positions that are pretty high value, this might be a really good flex spot. He's now scored 3 times over the past 2 weeks and is worth a flex spot, as I mentioned, with a touchdown upside. Well, there's a chance for Johnson could put up a dud to his highly situational role. He has a strong waiver wire option to get managers through their bye weeks. So yeah, this would be a really flex kind of guy. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, he's going to get you like 30 some points, but I think he will at least get you minimally 12.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I think he's touchdown dependent. I think he's a guy who's going to get anywhere between 5 to 9 touches a game. It'll be game script dependent. And in games where the Bears blow out their opponent, I could definitely see him getting upwards of 12 to 15 touches in those kind of games. I don't expect too many of those games, but they may be walking into one this week against the Jags. I like Roshan. I think he could be a flex guy here and there. I think he's going to be a bench guy. But somebody who has value if Swift does go just get hurt, like you said. Yeah, I like him. He runs hard every time. He earns every damn yard. Uh, Definitely a guy who's going to have some busts and some breakout games. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of saw what happened, right? Like, in the last Bears game, right? You had Swifty who did all the work, right? Get all the way up to the goal line,
Mm-hmm.
had a shot, 1 or 2 shots, and they're like, "All right, we got to pull you, dude. We got to bring in the big guns, right?" Because he's just that guy. He will plow over motherfuckers.
Yeah, yeah, he
Um,
will.
Swifty's kind of like that suave, like he's really good, like kind of I
Outside
don't
the
know,
tackles.
finesse.
Yeah,
He's like a
yeah,
finesse runner where
yeah.
like I feel like Rojo, as we call him in Chicago, is like that downhill runner. It's kind of weird because like we haven't heard anything about Herbert. What happened?
I think he's going to be a guy you'll hear about once an injury happens. It's going to be
It's
interesting.
just so weird though.
I could see Herbert being effective if given 20 touches in a game, more effective
Hmm.
than probably Roshan with 20 touches. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's one of
See, I
those
think
guys
that's
that
why
needs
they
to
got
get going.
Swifty because he's a
Mhm,
little bit more. He's got like that Rico Suave, right? He's
mhm.
that guy. All right, we're gonna put a bow on the wide receivers. Who
Running backs.
you
I'm the
got?
running backs.
Oh, damn.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah, no worries. The last running
I
back I'm
get
going to go ahead and
excited.
recommend is somebody that I'm very high on, somebody that me and Dustin and myself talked about this past week, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Okay.
Goddamn right.
Now, a guy that was off
Oh,
the radar for
Tyrone.
many people. Yeah, a guy who was off the radar for many people. Tyrone Tracy shined with Devin Singletary sidelined this past week against the Seahawks. The Seahawks have a good defense, make no mistake about it. But he did break open the game with 129 carries on 18. I'm sorry, 129 yards on 18 carries. He was averaging 7.2 yards per carry, including 2 big runs of over 25 yards. Okay. If Singletary returns, which we don't know, we don't know what's going to happen. He doesn't want to get Wally pipped. But if he does return from this groin injury, Tracy will probably see a smaller workload. But I definitely think that he's proven enough to factor in this week in fantasy. I think this may be a 60-40 kind of split. Where Singletary gets 60% and Tracy gets 40% until it's time for Tracy to take over the job. I definitely think that Tracy has the ability. He's explosive, as
He's
people have
got the
seen.
juice, bro.
Dude, he's
He's
got
got
juice,
the
man, and
juice, man.
he's
And
like
not
a
only,
little bigger, And look, dude, I think he's gonna take this job, a la Rico
oh
Dabo,
yeah,
Zeke Elliott,
yep.
like that.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And like, if I was Dalvin Singletary, I'd be doing everything I possibly can to get back into this game because if he's out in another game and Tracy puts up what he did like shows what he did last week, I think it's just not if, but when he overtakes it. So
Hmm.
that he kind of reminds me of like the whole Tank and ETN kind of role. Although I feel
Hmm.
like ETN has a little bit stronger skill set than Devin Singletary. I think
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, the only factor is that Devin Singletary did actually sign like a 3-year contract with the Giants, which I think does kind of like make him like, oh, okay, if he's good, like let's roll him out, let's get our money's worth. But man, like, yeah, dude, you saved my week last week by adding this guy. So if he's available, definitely a sneaky stash if, even if Dalvin
If
comes
he starts
back.
this week, yeah, if he starts this
Dude,
week,
if he starts this week,
he's an
different
RB2
story.
to me. Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
if Devin misses,
Abso-freaking-lutely.
yeah, RB2. So,
And
if
nobody was
I
looking for him.
no, if I were out there, maybe in super deep leagues, he was rostered because I know my buddy Tim and I drafted him in our deep league, but we ended up cutting him. But what I will say is, fab budget wise, I probably would spend anywhere upwards of 20% of fab, so
Oh,
15 to
wow.
21, $22, somewhere in that range, out of
Dang, dude.
$100. Yeah, there's not a lot of running backs
That's
you can
still
get,
kinda high.
and
I mean, I
there's a
get it.
chance, dude. There's a chance that maybe one or two more running backs come out of the rest of the year. Like I've seen it where like week
That's
5 or week
true.
6, you just don't. There's just not any guys that come out. Like Carson Steele, what happened there? There's
Wow.
guys that you go out and get, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna bet all my money on, and then they fucking suck. So it happens.
Yeah,
It
kinda
happens.
like Wicks.
Mhm. Dontavian Wicks did not have a good game, but I'm
A
not
bust. He was a
done with him.
bust.
No. I don't think he's a bust.
He was a bust last week. He was a
Okay, he
bust
was a
last
bust
week.
last week. He was a 0 last week for
I
sure.
mean, I'm not
But
gonna
give it
drop
this
him,
week.
but
I'll bet my paycheck he has over 9 fantasy points, which gives him flex consideration every week.
speaking of wide receivers, we're gonna go ahead and get over to them. Our first pickup this week or recommendation would be Alan Lazar for the New York Jets. He's rostered at 34%. Another week, another relevantly quiet game for Lazar, aside from his weekly touchdown. So touchdowns, hey man, that's what it's all about. He's averaged 4 catches for 48 yards per game, which is nothing to get too excited about from a fantasy perspective. The thing is that he's actually tied for the third most. Did you? You did. You did. You added it. I'm trying to read. It's okay. You know how I am. Okay. He's the league's 6th most targeted receiver in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers is looking for his old Packers friend, which is very true. Um, which makes Lazard a streaming option for managers. Be prepared for a possible letdown because the TD reliance, but Lazar is producing even with the Jets' offense sputtering as as a whole. So to put a bow on that, he's a good streamer, especially if you're going through the buy woes. Who we got next, JC? Who's your guy,
Yeah, my guy
our
Mooney
guy,
Dog. Yeah.
Mooney,
Darnell Mooney.
motherfucking Mooney.
That's right. That's right.
Let's go, baby.
Now Darnell Mooney is sadly not in a Bear uniform any longer. Darnell Mooney is coming off his first NFL game with 2 touchdown catches. Mooney's working his way towards must-start conversations. I don't know if you guys saw this last week, but he did drop a would-be touchdown. Probably would have had a third touchdown. He's getting a ton of targets right now, and it looks like he is going to be a kind of like the Godwin to Mike Evans, which is Drake London. That's what it looks like. He still targeted the team high 16 times this past week and finished with 31.5 fantasy points. He's averaging 18 fantasy points per game in his last 4 contests, scoring at least 14 in 3 of 4 outings. It does look like because Kirk Cousins is fully back, and Kirk Cousins is going to have quite a few 300 plus passing yard games. Who's going to stand to benefit? Drake London and Darnell Mooney. This upcoming week, who do they play? The Panthers. And we expect Darnell Mooney to go off.
Yes, we do. You could just see the chemistry, man. You honestly can. And I think once again, it's not if but when. And I'm glad. I'm happy to see like him doing well on a different team. I thought he did great for the Bears. He was just not that wide receiver 1 caliber that I think the Bears needed at that time. But like, yeah, I'm really excited about him. Our next couple of guys, we got a 2-banger here. We got Alec Pierce and Josh Downs for the Indianapolis Colts. Especially if Joe Flacco is going to be behind the helm. I think these are some really great guys to add. Alex Pierce is rostered at 8%, where Josh Jones is rostered at 14%, which I was kind of shocked by because I figured I was trying to get him last week. I was like, Flacco's in. Like, I want some action with Josh Downs fantasy wise. Oh, that didn't come out right either. Okay. These two are no stranger in space, but it bears repeating. Pick them up. Pierce is now averaging absurd 28.3 yards per catch, 13 out of 368 after reeling in 3 receptions for 134 yards and a tutty against the Jacks. He averages about 25 air yards per target, which is 6.6 yards more than the next closest player with at least 10 targets in the season. There's no denying he has been feast or famine, so boom or bust. But the feasting has been top notch as he scored 16 plus fantasy points in the 3 of his last 5 games. As for Downs, he's been making much of his hay underneath, averaging just about 5.5 yards in the air, but he has been the Colts' most targeted receiver since returning from injury in week 3. He averages 19.2 yards per game in the last 2 contests, that is. So, if you had to pick, who's your more higher target? Are you going Pierce or are you going Downs?
Downs.
Downs? Okay.
Yeah,
This
Downs
is
with
deep ball,
Flacco.
Fred.
Yeah, Pierce with Richardson. That's just me.
All right, we're going to head over to Dallas, and who are we going to grab there for our waiver this week?
Jalen Tolbert, who's probably rostered under 5% under 5% of fantasy leagues. He's starting to break out, and we're starting to see the guy that we thought uh, the Dallas Cowboys drafted. He set career highs in targets with 10, and he had 7 catches this past week as he went on his way to 87 total yards against the Steelers, who have a pretty damn good defense, to be frank. He also made the game-winning touchdown catch, if I remember correctly, this past week, and he finished with one more target than CeeDee Lamb, which interestingly enough, I think there's some trouble in paradise. I don't know if you saw this deal, but CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott got into it this past week with
Yeah, a
CeeDee
little
Lamb like
lip
saying some
reading.
shit. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly happened, but that's not good for CeeDee Lamb managers out there. Just saying, I don't know what's gonna
Which
happen.
I
I think he's
am.
still
I
matchup proof,
was,
but me too
bro.
in one league, me too.
Yeah, dude. Like it's. I get the frustration because I'm frustrated too. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, give your best player the fucking ball.
And he's not.
And he's not.
Yeah,
He's just like, I don't know if he's myth because like CD held out or what have you, but CD got you paid too, fuckface. So
yeah.
give him the goddamn ball. Sorry,
Here's what
it
I'll
just
say.
annoys me.
Here's what I'll
Annoys
say.
me.
The reason why we recommend Tolbert is because of who? Brandon Cooks is out with a knee injury,
Yep.
and doesn't look good. They put him on IR. He's going to be out for a few weeks. So who stands to benefit? Tolbert. I
And you
also
saw that.
say
You
Jake
saw that on
Ferguson's
Sunday
going to
night.
jump up. Yeah, Jake Ferguson's going to jump up. Jake Ferguson's going to get a ton of targets as well. So keep that in mind at tight end.
If you're lucky enough
Deal?
to have that, especially in these times.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
over to Juju Smith Schuster, who once again the Kansas City had pulled him out of the crypt. Schuster is rostered at 1%, which is not shocking because he was on the Patriots and he sucked ass. But he's basically getting Rashid's targets, or Rashid Rice's targets would go after Andy Reid's first game. Patrick Mahomes has actually targeted Smith 8 times, second most for any Chiefs player, and the 8th-year receiver. 8 years? He's been a year, right? Wow. Finished 20 points. He finished the game with 20 points, making 7 catches for 130 yards against the Saints. That's half the yards he's had for over the last seasons in 11 games with the Patriots. I'm not counting on the level of production each week for Smith Schuster, who returned to Kansas on a 1-year deal. Yeah, he's coming back from the dead. So I
I'll
don't
say
know.
this
I don't
about
like
Juju.
Juju. I don't like
I
him.
think he's okay. I
He's
think
a
he's okay.
dickhead. He's a dipshit.
I don't know about all that, but when I was in
He
Pittsburgh,
is.
I've gone many times. They have a lot of like Juju like name things. He's got a restaurant out there or a bar, I'm not sure, but then there's a
Yeah,
few
I'm
other
sure it's
places
failing,
that love
like his
Juju.
career.
I think he's solid. I think he's kind of like a DeAndre Hopkins value here, where he's like a flex guy. I know, but flex guy, flex appeal here and there. I think I got to see it one more week, but go out and get him. Go out and get him because there's a chance that we're completely wrong and he ends up being their prime, their top target. getter. So
Could be. I'm not gonna go there. Like you're right. Like I don't like him as a person because I think he's kind of a dipshit. But
why?
dude, he like was doing TikToks and then he like the whole
Mm,
remember like the Bengals thing where he's like
hmm
dancing on it and they like rocked his world. And then like yeah, he went to the Patriots and he thought he was gonna be like top shit there, and he wasn't. He
It's true.
sucked.
It's true.
So,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
but I mean, what I've noticed with the Chiefs is you could anyone, they're just grabbing like people off the street. Like think about it. Kareem Hunt was definitely like just done with the NFL. He wasn't on any like team. They grabbed him. Now all of
Dude,
a
he looks
sudden
good.
he looks real good. Okay, and then Juju, who like went to die in New England, now all of a sudden we're we're recommending him. So the biggest thing about the Chiefs that I've noticed is like they just I hate to say it, since Tariq's gone, they don't have that deep threat. So I think this is a really good ad. I think you want a piece of this offense because whatever's going on in Kansas City, they're making everyone look great. So we're going to head
Agreed.
over to the tight ends. And our first guy we're going to talk about is Kobe Jack Parkinson or Kobe
That's right.
Parkinson,
That's right.
as I
DL,
call
he's
Kobe
rostered
Jack.
in 47% of leagues.
Yep.
It's probably not surprising to people. The reason why we're recommending him is because they're without Cooper Cup, they're without Puka Nakua. But he did see 13 targets this past week against the Packers, which is a career high for him. Definitely a guy that is going to be matchup dependent, a guy who's going to have short-term value probably the rest of this year. Because when Cup comes back, because when Nakua comes back, I think this guy's going to just be meh. He'll probably be on fantasy waiver wires again. He had 7 catches and 52 yards this past week. The downside is they're going up on a bye this upcoming week, so he's going to have no value for you. But if you're struggling at tight end, which many people I'm sure are, you could do
Bye
much
week.
worse than Colby Parkinson. Yeah, you could go ahead and get Colby and do your thing. So yeah.
Make it rain. Now, there's some other guys that I removed honestly because we were putting this together. But I removed them. But like if Tyler Craft's still available, that should be a guy that I would definitely target
Tucker.
over him.
Yeah.
Tucker, Tyler, Tucker, whatever starts with the T. Go after
Mhm.
him. I think he would be definitely better. Our last guy we talked about before, Tyler Conklin, who's at 37% rostered. Um, things are ugly for the Jets offense, but Conklin is seeing steady volume, which is what you want to see, especially in these times with tight ends.
It's the name of the game.
Which makes him a worthy ad for the waiver wire. He has been targeted 23 times in the last 3 games, foremost of any tight end over the span. He has scored 11 points in 2 of the last 3 weeks. He should be more widely rostered with so little depth at this position. So, maybe a Jag, just the guy, but if you're struggling like I am, especially if you have Mark Andrews and you started Otten, I don't know. Otten or this guy? Who would you go with?
I'd probably go with Tyler Conklin, unfortunately,
That's
because
what I
his
was thinking
11
too.
points would have won me a matchup. So, and now I'm
There
getting
you
like
go.
6.5. So, yeah, but I mean, whatever. The difference is usually negligible
Yeah,
between these two
it's
kind of
like
guys.
very
So,
minimum.
yeah, but they
So
can make the difference though. 3, 4 points can make the difference.
Tucker,
I'd
Tyler
take Tucker.
Tucker.
Yeah, over both
Yeah,
these
I would
guys.
definitely take. He's the guy. If he's still available, he was looking great. He had another great game. He's stacking games, especially with tight end positions. Those are the guys. So we got 2 defenses that we're going to add. We're going to start off with the Philadelphia Eagles. JC, tell us about this guy.
Yeah, they're
These
10% rostered.
players.
Look, it looks like the first month of the season they were struggling, but now going into week 6, they look like they're getting everything, the pieces together, and they're figuring out what they can do. This Sunday they play against the Browns, and the Browns are a fucking mess. People are
We didn't even
asking
talk
for
about
Deshaun.
that, dude.
Dude, people are asking
Can
for
we talk about that
Deshaun.
for like 2 seconds?
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Fucking Watson walking off the
Mhm,
field when his head coach wanted to like go for it. Like, dude,
mhm.
what a fucking loser, dude.
But
I,
but before you go any further, there was 12 men. There's too many men on the field at the time. There was
yeah,
too many
but
men on the field,
okay, fair,
and they
but
were
like,
coming
dude,
off of a timeout,
it's
so it
not
looks
a good
bad.
look, bro. It's not a
Yeah,
good fucking look. He's
yeah. I think the
nobody
locker room's
respects
divided.
him. Nobody
I don't think
likes
they
him.
respect them. I think Jerry Judy did come out and say no. It was Amari Cooper actually came out and said that Deshaun gives them the best chance to win. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah,
I
but
think
look in the
Jameis
ball.
Winston.
if
gives
you
him the
look
best
at the
chance to win.
balls that have been thrown to Amari Cooper, like he's been the most targeted person, but all the balls being thrown to him have like sucked ass, bro. Like low catches, like not even possible for him to catch. So I don't know what it takes, but I wouldn't want him in my locker room. But anyways, I digress. Go ahead. We're gonna
Yeah,
put a bow on it. We're gonna go with the
yeah,
Houston Texans being the 21% rostered. I like this pick just because, as we already stated, the Patriots are going to go with Drake May. So, as a rookie quarterback going against this defense, I think this would be a really solid play. Um, or it maybe it's like boom or bust, kind of risky because we don't know any that much about Drake May. But his first game, I would feel confident starting this defense against him.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree. And shout out to Jameis Winston. I would love to see W's. I would love to see him play. You see what's going on with Sam Darnold. You see what's going on with some of these backup quarterbacks. But yeah, who knows? Maybe Jameis finds something because there was a time where he was a top prospect, and sometimes it takes a long time for these guys to develop. It would not surprise me if he goes in there and starts winning some games. To be honest,
I would
with some
love to see him.
interceptions. But yeah, me too.
I don't think
He's a
Deshaun
character.
Watson is I don't think he's in it. I don't think he has a passion for the game.
I don't think so either. He's doing it
I think he's
for.
yeah, I think he's over it, bro. And he's got like a pending court
Bro,
case with
I saw a stat. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying like he's dealing with another court case coming out, which I'm sure is adding some pressure to him, right? I'm not saying one way or another if that person is right, wrong, or indifferent. That's why we have the courts. You're innocent until proven guilty, right? But like this has been a his passing rate, I didn't even know it could go that low, dude. His
If I
passing
could say,
rate is like 6.8 or some bullshit like
yeah,
that.
it's bad.
I didn't even know
So
it could drop to like single
this was,
digits.
I think this encapsulates tweet I saw encapsulates Deshaun Watson really well.
Oh, I got a tweet.
By James Dater. Deshaun Watson has more settled lawsuits, 23 settled lawsuits than touchdown passes. He has 19.
Oof. I mean, he's ass, dude. I'm sorry.
Since being on the Browns. So think about that. That's fucking awful. It's bad. It's bad.
Anyways, yeah, I think he's done. And it just goes to show you, like, I know every team wants that franchise quarterback, but you can't do deals like this because what are they gonna
No,
do? They can't trade him. No one's gonna touch that contract. No way
no.
in hell. Not after all this gameplay that he's had. So basically, the Browns are gonna have to eat that. And
Yeah, it may be the worst trade in the history
it
of
is.
the NFL.
Oh, absolutely, bro. We broke that. It was
Yeah,
live. We broke that right when it happened. I was
yeah,
like, "Holy crap!" Anyways, um, yeah,
yeah.
that sucks. I'm glad I'm a Bears fan, not a Browns fan.
It's
But
fine. That we would never. Honestly, there was a long time where it was tough to even say that, but it feels good right now. Honestly, let's savor the flavor because it's fucking tough sometimes for these organizations. Yeah, that's it for today's episode, phony homies. Remember to shoot your start say questions to us by tweeting us. DL, where can they tweet us?
at tweet FFG,
And remember to use the hashtag if you have any start say questions, any trade questions, anything like that. You can use the hashtag DL.
ask us FFG.
That's right. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And if you don't want to use X or Twitter, you're not a fan of Elon, whatever the case is, you prefer to send an email, DL, where can they send those emails?
Super simple. Ask us FFG at gmail.com.
Perfect and easy. Or DL, my favorite way they can contact us, DL.
Yes, you can.
Give me a
Oh, wait.
call. Yeah.
Sorry. You can call JC at area code 708 655 4508. Be sure to leave a detailed message with your phone number and any medical conditions you may have.
Oh my God. Let's start putting your phone number. I think it's time to like switch it up.
Nope. Got kids.
I think it's time.
Mm-mm.
So do I. The fuck? Mm,
Well,
mm, mm-hmm. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, phony homies. Thanks to DL for his mediocre fantasy advice. For
what?
DL, my name is JC. We'll catch you guys on another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
Smash.
and that notification